Hi, this is Yvon Hogevorst from Art2Ride Associate Trainer in the Netherlands. And this is my riding video with my 14-year-old gelding Wilco, who I own now for 4 years, and I do Art2Ride training with him for about 2.5, 3 years. And the first video I made with him was, the earlier video with him was working hand, and I did one later on the lunging, and the lunging is recorded just before this ride you can see here now. So we did 10 minutes of 10 or 11 minutes I think about lunging, and here I'm mounted him and I'm going to ride. And I think it's quite interesting because Wilco had a huge problem with saddles. And you can see me right here in my brand new Peter Horben saddle, which I bought on the clinic here in September from this year, 2017. And well, it was a really hard time to find out what was bothering Wilco, because he was fine with the working hands, he was fine with the lunging, and no matter what saddle I put on him, and I had several saddle fitters with him, and well, he just wouldn't move. He would walk, but the trot, it was horrible. And when you can see me here riding in the walk, I think he's doing a good job here. It's not consistent enough in stretching, but he is, well, he's active, and he's placing his hind legs under his belly. So, well, it could be a little more active, I think, but it isn't bad at all. I think he should reach further down, but Wilco has a very short back. That must be said, because that is what we find out when we did the saddle fitting with Karen and with Creamhild from Peter Horben. I made some videos, and Creamhild was with me, and I just asked Karen before I met Creamhild about his saddle and about his back. So I learned very much from Karen Lasba. So I made paintings on his back, and well, we did a very good job by finding out. And the former saddles were way too long, so that is why he just couldn't get a nice trot. Well, he can do now, but it's a lot of things are in his mind, and I'm so glad that Will came at the clinic in September, and we had to try 2 new Horrobins, and well, I rode him there, and Will said, "Well, would you like me to mount him?" I said, "Yes, please." so he could find out what was bothering him, and well, he said, "Well, I don't think there is anything wrong with your horse, but I think it's all in its mind. He has to know, he has to learn that he can move with you on him without being disturbed or without pain." And so I rode him in the clinic after Will, and the next day I rode him as well, and he was perfectly fine. So there was nothing wrong, but his mind has to come over it, so to speak. So, well, I'm riding him now, I think 4 times a week, short sessions, and well, one day is better than the other day. This day wasn't too bad, but well, you can see here later on when I'm starting to trot what is going on, and it really feels like the horse is telling you, well, I don't know what you are thinking, but I can't do the trot. You can maybe do this because it's going to be hurt. And that is what you feel. He will pinch his ears, he will become totally hollow. And well, it's a hard time to just go on. But every time I ride him, and every time we get to a place where it's getting better and where it's getting good. So you can see that in this video too. Well, you can see him here already. He noticed that I want to go to the trot later on, So he's expecting it. And then you can see it become a little bit hollow and begin, oh my God, here we go. You can see me sitting to the trot, because I noticed when I'm sitting to the trot, I won't get him out of balance. So when I'm light seated like I do now, sometimes he just can't cope with it. So I will sit to the trot for a few strides, and when I feel that he's in balance, then I can do a light sitting trot. Now, that wasn't too bad, but you can see him not straight forward, and every time I will lay my leg on, he will start to canter, or he will be distracted, and sometimes he will buck. So I just leave him. I just sit to the trot, or I will light seat it, and I will say, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And here again, well, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I just want to get into the canter. So I tell him, well, you want to canter, we can canter. We can do it. Come on, you can do it. If that's what is necessary to release his back or to release him, I will do it. Just half a round, not more. And then we're going into the trot, and then you can see he's getting better. So it's a lot in the mind, I think. He's getting a little bit hollow here. And he's just doing it all by himself. So you can see me sit to the trot here, because I feel that he is staying hollow, and he is, well, he's out of balance. So I'll make a short walk session, and then I try it again. And then he's getting better, step by step. Have to be patient. I give him a stretch in between, so he can relax again. And then we go again. And I just do some exercises later on. I just go for a leg yield, or I go for shoulder 4 or something, all to get his mind off his, oh, I cannot do that. So it certainly is a rehab horse now. You can see me here, leg yields. There we go. You can see a whole different horse here, can you? A little bit shoulder 4 and a circle. Okay. Now I can put on my leg to get him a little more active without resistance. When I should do that before, when he's in resistance, there's nothing to do it. Here's shoulder 4, straight line again, and stretch him down. He's not quite there yet, but he will come. I have to be patient, I know. You can still see his tail twisting, and well, he's doing that on the lunge line also, and also with a working hand, so I don't know if it always means that he's distracted, but later on, when he is totally relaxed and he's totally stretched down and well over his back, then his tail will be more quiet. So it does say a thing. Not all, but it does say a thing. So is this the best that we can do? Yes, at this moment it is. I can assure you that 2 days later I was on him and he was much better. And maybe tomorrow when I'm on him, he will be not. So, well, that's why it's a trainings video and not the best of the best. Here is getting a little bit hollow, so a little bit out of balance, I should say. So I'll make a transition again back to the walk. And normally I wouldn't recommend people to do a lot of transitions, because when your horse is hollow it doesn't make sense. But with Wilco I have to do this because he has to start all over again. again and again. So what I mean is every transition to the trot he has to experience that he will not be in pain. So that doesn't mean we do all kind of transitions all the time, but well, a little bit distracted over here, more out of balance, and here I feel balanced, so I will light seated again. So you see me do that sometimes, several times. This is leg yields. You see me sometimes do a transition, some walk work to release it again and to stretch him all the way down, as far as I can do that at that moment. To relax, and then we start again. And the whole session of riding now is 18 minutes this session, so it looks harder than it is. He can do that. But we had a lot of struggle. I had a saddle that I had three or four saddles on him, and well, there were good saddles, but not on his back. So they were too long on the back, and they were too narrow. He has very high withers, and the angle, the tree angle, wasn't good. So Karen made a video about it. I think you should all see that, because it's so important to get the tree angle good. There must be space, and especially with horses with atrophy on their backs or high withers with holes besides of the withers, you surely don't want any pressure there, because there will be no muscling will appear there, because there's something pinching. And Wilco has learned to walk right through that, and with a lot of pain. And that's what we are trying to accomplish here, to get him over his back, to learn him that it won't hurt him. And well, I bought the saddle in September, yes, the end of August. So Peter Horbin Saddlery will be here, I think, in about a few weeks to check the saddle, because I really think I'm, well, a little bit more pressure on the back. So I think I should be lifted a little bit more to forward. And well, maybe that's what's distracting him now again. I don't know. But one thing for sure, this horse is telling me when the saddle isn't good. So I have to be aware of that. I have to listen to him. Well, you can see the distraction is almost gone here, and well, sure he can do better, but I am so happy with this, that he can trot in a normal way over his back and active enough. There we go. And then he feels so fine. He's just a great mover, and regular and bouncy, and well, you can ask anything of him, but when you first have to get him at this point. So it is difficult, but he's learning me a lot. Can you imagine what will become of him when he give up this distraction, and we can do more work this way, and we can bring him to a working position, and well, even after, well, maybe months, maybe years, look at that, then he can do collection as well. So I have expectations of him, but we first have to come over this saddle issue, and we must be aware that he's doing the best he can. And if it's in its mind, if it's in its body, I don't care, it's in him, so we have to deal with it. And that's what makes horseback riding interesting, and difficult and hard. And one can never learn enough, I think. I was very happy with this ride, especially now in the end, and he felt really good. So if people see me riding like this, they tell me, well, it's all so easy. It looks so easy as if he's doing it himself. Well, believe me, it is easy, but to become there, to become at that point, that's a little bit hard sometimes. But every horse has his own things, I think, so. And you can see now when I'm making the transition, he's not distracted at any place or anyhow, but well, he isn't over his back the total transition, but that will come. I'm sure that will come. Look at his tail, it's very easy now. It's more bouncy like the rest, so his spine is at ease, and then his tail is at ease, and his mouth is at ease, so he can do the work now. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you, well, get an inside view from my training session with Wilco at this day, at this point. Maybe next day or next time it will be different, who knows. Some nice circle here at the end. And then I started to walk later on, and I dismount and I walk him by the hand, because he did a very good job, I think. Hope to see you soon, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.